Playlist Party with your host, Brendan Buckley.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? I hope you guys can hear me. I'm coming to you from Los Angeles. This is the DW Playlist Party. So what we're going to do is for the next hour or so, I'm just going to play you some songs. And they're all going to be with a theme of they all have drummers that I love. And what's up, Mike Johnson? And so, yeah, feel free to write in. There's a little chat area, and I'll try to get to all that, too. I'm here with my team from DW. Everyone else is behind the scenes. We're all doing this virtually. And we tried to get all the technical glitches out this morning. So hopefully it'll be seamless, and you'll just have some fun listening to some tunes. So I want to start this off by saying that I have a list of drummers that are almost obvious choices. Like I could go through all these people, but one, I think everyone already knows these people. And two, I'm sure throughout the season of all these episodes, they're all going to be covered by other amazing guests too. But if I just read them down, it'll be something. I wrote it down over here. So Steve Gadd, probably my favorite drummer, probably everyone's favorite drummer. John Bonham, also one of my favorite drummers. And Stewart Copeland was a huge influence for me from the Police. I don't think I need to play any Police songs because everyone knows Stewart Copeland's amazing. And then we have Tony Williams was huge for me. Vinnie Colaiuta. I love Matt Chamberlain's drumming. Philly Joe Jones. I did a lot of studying of his playing. I was a Dennis Chambers fan for forever. When I was growing up, Manu Katché and Omar Hakim were huge. Everything they did, I had to check out. So, I love Stephen Perkins, Terry Bozzio. It goes on and on. Kurt Pescara, he was the first guest. So I'm going to skip over those because I'm sure you either know who they are or they're going to be covered by other people. So I'd like to get to another. I'm going to do something maybe in chronological order of when I was a kid and I started up until now of some drummers that kind of blow me away. So let's start. The first drummer I'm going to play for you is a drummer for the band The Cure. Now, The Cure's had a couple drummers over the years. They've had a long career, so they had Lowell Tolhurst, they've had Andy Anderson, Jason Cooper, but the guy who I want to feature is Boris Williams. He was the drummer in the band from 1984 to 94. He played on the albums Head on the Door, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Disintegration, Wish, and I've always loved his drumming. There's something about it. He has a great drum sound. He had that 80s, a black Yamaha recording custom. I saw them live multiple times. And but what I like about his drumming is the composition. He comes up with a drum part. He composes a drum part, and it's like a 4-bar pattern or an 8-bar pattern, and he just plays it into the ground just for the whole 3 or 5 or 8 minute song. He just buries this drum part that he comes up with. It's compositional, much like what I like about Dave Grohl. Dave Grohl will come up with a drum part, and it's like the verse does this, the chorus does this, and he just plays it that way, like hammers it home, and I love it. And Stewart Copeland was that way. I loved how he would compose a specific signature drum part for every one of his songs. So I feel like Boris Williams, he's a French drummer, but grew up in England, I think, or he lives in England. But I just love his drumming, and especially on the album Disintegration and Kiss Me, every song to me is a perfect little snippet of a live drum loop. And the song I'm going to play is a song called Fascination Street. It was the first single off of this record, and it's just a 4-bar pattern. Bar 1, dun ka dun dun ka. Second bar, dun ka dun chica chica, and the chica chica is like a sampled clap sound with his left hand. Third bar, do-dun, ga, do-dun, dun, ga-ga. And fourth bar, do-dun, ga, do-dun, do-dun, chica, chica. That's it. And he just plays that. And the song's kind of long, so maybe we'll cut it off at some point. But yeah, whenever we're ready to roll it, DJs, let's do it. Notice the verse just started now. Stewart has the longest intro. What the band takes that long. He did like 4 bars and starts This music was almost written for the stadium. So good. I thought it was Giant Stadium. That music sounds incredible. So I think we can get an idea of the discipline and groove that he has. It was a big influence on me. And I think basically you can check out Disintegration and the album Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me if you want to hear more of this. How he just comes up with a 4 or 8 bar pattern and they're all super creative and he just plays them like that's his drum composition. And I think I like that attitude when you're in a session or with a band or writing songs. It's not just, I'm going to go boom, pa, and I'm going to go ga, 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 boosh, you know, whatever. I like the idea of you're going to come up with a part that's only going to be for this song. And then you're going to come up with another part that's going to be for that song. And if you're doing a 12-song record, that it demands a little bit of creativity out of you. And I think I love the drummers that do that. I think the guy from Elbow, he's really good at that too. So thank you for indulging me in my high school music loves. Now let's move on to another drummer who I want to feature, Carlos Vega. Now, some people might know him, some people might not know him, so that's why I want to talk about this. Um, when I was going to music school, I went to the University of Miami, and so I remember at one point, some of my friends got tickets to go see James Taylor live, and they said, "Let's all go together." And I thought, I was just knee deep in jazz fusion, and I had no interest in seeing a folk singer play. But my friend said, "You must go because his band is stellar. He's got a fantastic band." And this was an era where a lot of pop singers had killer drummers. So you had Sting, he had Vinnie Colaiuta, you had Peter Gabriel had Manu Katché, Prince had Michael Bland, Paul Simon had Steve Gadd, Eric Clapton had at that time either Phil Collins or Steve Ferrone. So you sometimes you would go see a singer play just because the band was killer. And Seal had Earl Harvin. So I said, not a huge James Taylor fan, but I'll go to see this band. And when I got there, the band was Don Grolnick on keys, who's from Steps Ahead, Michael Landau on guitar, Jimmy Johnson on bass, who's from Alan Holdsworth, and Carlos Vega on drums. And I had a seat that was kind of on the side of the stage so I can see everything he was doing. And his playing blew me away like I had never seen anything like this. His groove, his dynamics, his just pocket. And then, the first time I've ever seen anyone play those multi-rod blast sticks and make them sound good live, because usually they just sounded like bad drumsticks to me. And he just played great. And it kind of changed my whole conception of how to play pop drums, how to play arena music, how to play singer-songwriter music, everything. And I feel like, years have gone by and I feel more and more like I'm probably just trying to sound like him. Out of all these influences I have, every time I hear him, I'm like, yeah, that's it. He sounds so good. And so, James Taylor might not be your favorite singer-songwriter. At the time I was super into like fusion music and Nine Inch Nails, but I went to see this show and it had such an impact on me. And he had this really great DW drum set. And sadly, I wish I knew more about him, but he took his own life, I think, in 1998 or something. So, but I'm thinking there's some other record. This is a great record I'm going to play, but there's some other great records he was on too. He was in Los Lobotomies and on a bunch of Vince Gill records. He was a session guy from LA along with John Robinson, Jeff Porcaro, and Vinnie Colaiuta. And okay, so the reason why I want to play this song is it's the same tour I saw, and it has a drum solo in it. It's not quite a drum solo. It's like vocals and drums kind of have a little feature moment, and it's just the best. So let's listen to the build up leading up to that and this drum part I want to show. So, I mean, I have a small Carlos Vega appreciation society here in amongst my friends in LA, like Brett Farkas, Joe Ayub, Joel Taylor, Dave Varielli. Like, we're all just big fans, and he's definitely worth checking out. He's just got a magical drum feel. And Jules Thomas from DW found a nice live video clip of that same song. And he does a slightly different drum solo, so it makes me think that he's doing it differently every night. And just great, just great. Love it. And so let's move on. For people that don't know, I grew up in New Jersey, and I live in Los Angeles, but I spent 10 years living in Miami. I went to a music school there, and University of Miami Frost School of Music. And when I was there, I just had so many great friends from Central and South America and the Caribbean. And I played with a lot of Brazilian musicians. I was in a band with a bassist named Leo Nobre, and he turned me on to so much hip stuff. And I'm just totally grateful for my time there. All the stuff I was exposed to. And I listened to a lot of Brazilian artists from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And I noticed one name when this is back when you used to read credits. I don't know how to get credits for records anymore online, but I used to buy CDs, remember those? And then you'd open them up and say, who's the drummer? Who's the drummer? And that's all I want to know on every record. Who's the drummer on this one? Who's the drummer on this one? And I saw this name, 𝗕𝗨𝗖𝗞𝗟𝗘𝗬. 𝗕𝗨𝗖𝗞𝗟𝗬. He's playing on, I'm like, oh, these drums are funky. Who's this? 𝗕𝗨𝗖𝗞𝗟𝗬. Man, these drums are funky. Who's this? 𝗕𝗨𝗖𝗞𝗟𝗬. So I would see this name, and I don't even know who the guy was. This is, pre-Google. I couldn't search him, but I just saw this name all the time. So I'd ask my friends, who is this guy? They're like, oh yeah, he's sick drummer. And yeah, I even still I called my friend Leo Costa up the other day. He's a Brazilian drummer. Like, tell me more about him. So this album is one of the early 𝗕𝗏 records. 𝗕𝗏's an artist from Brazil. And I remember when I heard this song, I'm like, man, this is just crazy funky. And it's got a great feel because part of it is sort of like a samba, hi-hat, rim click, that kind of beat. But it also has a samba funk element because there's a backbeat. And then he does this little opening the hi-hat on like a sort of a halftime thing. So it's there's all sorts of cool things going on. The guitar's super busy, almost like ska, like so I would like to play you this song because it's awesome. No crack. Don't need it.
Santo estranho, cheiro, como não cuspiu, sei lá, e tocou piano. Falou que era aquele das quebradas, o santo de cama das mal amadas. Alguém do centro perguntou o seu ponto, aí o santo lhe respondeu: seu ponto é qualquer um bicheiro e táxi. Zaraque, zaraque, zuruque, zaraque, zuruque, zaraque, zuruque, zaraque, zaraque, zuruque, zaraque, zuruque, zaraque, zuruque.
Samba. Add a snare.
achou no centro de mesa de um bar um santo estranho, cheiro, fumou, não cuspiu, sei lá, e tocou piano. Falou que era aquele das quebradas, o santo de cama das mal amadas. Alguém do centro perguntou seu ponto, aí o santo lhe respondeu: meu ponto é qual? Quero um bicheiro assim. Saraque, saraque, zuruque, saraque, zuruque, saraque, zuruque, saraque, saraque, zuruque, saraque, zuruque, saraque, zuruque.
I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. So yeah, this obviously Brazilian music just makes you just feel great. It's a lot of it stems from that like pandero part they play, and the whole drum set kind of has that percolating thing going on. Man, it reminds me of a great era that I was in my life, just absorbing all of this stuff and said, show me more cool stuff. There's great drummers everywhere. That's the thing. You know, every country has killer drummers, and that's so exciting when you're checking them out. So let's move on. So like I said, I was going to music school, and Pat Metheny, great guitarist, obviously great jazz guitarist, came to do a clinic at my music school. And he mentioned at some point during the clinic, if you get a chance, you got to see this new tenor sax player named Joshua Redman. So I went out and got tickets to see a sax player named Joshua Redman. And I went with a couple friends to this theater. And the band was great. And the drummer was Brian Blade. I hadn't seen him before. Maybe I'd read his name on 1 or 2 album credits prior to that. But at that point, I was checking out dozens and dozens and dozens of great jazz drummers because that was part of my major. But this guy, something about his playing, the spirit and the energy coming off of his drum set was something else. It was infectious. I mean, I was smiling ear to ear. I was hopping up and down. I could not take it. He was so good. And the live album from that tour is what I'm going to play for you. It was a band. So I think the piano player is Peter Martin, and the bassist is Chris Thomas, and Brian Blade and Josh Redman. And ever since that moment, oh, you know what happened was, so I saw this show, and then I was so moved by it. When it was over, I waited around, and then like an idiot, I jumped up on stage to just run up and say hi. And the security guard came out from the side of the stage, and he's like, whoa, 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 what do you think you're doing? I'm like, oh, I just want to say hi to the drummer. So I think for some reason, I still got to say hi to Brian, and he was super gracious and gentle and shook my hand and said, thanks, man, thanks. But I can't imagine doing that now. You probably just get shot or something. But so I followed his drumming ever since. If you want to check out some records nowadays, I'd get these. There's these 2 Chick Corea live records with Brian Blade, and who else is on this? I'm spacing right now. And yeah, so they're called Triology, and he's just slaying it. But he also plays with Daniel Lanois, and just huge fan of everything Brian Blade does. He has his own band, which is called The Fellowship. I'd check that out too if I were you guys. But this song in particular has just such a great swing. It just bounces, and it sounds like they're just having so much fun. And sometimes you want to hear that. You just want to hear a band that sounds like they're enjoying themselves. So let's take a listen to this one.
So, yeah, so we can, this song goes on and on. There's now a piano solo.
and then there's a bass solo, and then they play. So for people that aren't jazz lovers, we can probably start to fade this out a little bit. And I want to make sure everyone can hear me, because I had a little technical issue here. My earbuds stopped working, and now they're working again. So if anyone from my DW team can make sure that you can hear me, that'd be great. So I'll just keep talking in the meantime. And let's see. Okay, great. Thank you, everybody. So let's see. I don't want to do 2 jazz songs in a row, but I'm trying to do this in chronological order. And these 2 drummers, to me, back to back, were the ones who just blew me away when I was at music school. So at Miami, we had like a group of guys who were just so into Brian Blades. Bill Stewart. Brian Blades and Bill Stewart. They were so crucial to the drummers in my generation when I was at the conservatory. At the time, he was playing with John Scofield. He had a bunch of records that came out with that band. And what do I like about Bill Stewart's drumming? It's awesome, but also there's something special about him, where he's like a master of his own vocabulary. Like, he's so well spoken and poignant with every little comp and every tom fill, and every solo he takes. It's like there's not a note out of place. It's very unique to his style of jazz drumming, where it's like there's no extra notes and no missing notes. It just sounds perfect, like an eloquent form of improvisation. And I really love his drumming. And the album I want to play for you is this trio record he did with Pat Metheny with Larry Grenadier on bass from 1999. But you can check out all these other things he did with Larry Goldings, Peter Bernstein, definitely John Scofield, the records he did with him. Hand Jive was a huge one. But what's cool about this one is, not only does he sound great, but he trades choruses, like solos, with Metheny toward the end. So they just take 12 bars guitar, 12 bars drums, 12 bars guitar, 12 bars drums. And you can really see what I'm talking about. It's not just like kind of drumming. It's like everything is so well placed, and he's very good with his polyrhythms, like throwing these kind of ostinatos over the top of his comping and his drum solos. So let's go ahead and take a listen to this from the beginning, and then we'll skip ahead a little bit to where the solos begin. Quarter note triplets over the top. Great.
I think we could skip ahead to the where they start trading some solos. Yeah. DJing. Bass solo. These are all 5 groupings. Awesome. Awesome. Can't say enough about his drumming. Love it. So, yeah, I think we can move on now for the people who are tired of listening to jazz music. Thank you for indulging me. So, yeah, those might be names you know, those might be names you don't know, but definitely those two guys were huge, still are huge influences for me. I love their playing. And so we're moving on. So here's an interesting thing. The next song we're going to be playing is, let me tell a story first, and then we'll try to get it going. So I moved to Los Angeles in 2004. Prior to that, I was just touring through Los Angeles with different kind of rock bands and pop acts. And one time, a friend of mine named Dan Warner, a recording guitarist who, he rest in peace, he told me, next time you're in LA, you should swing by the Baked Potato and catch the Michael Landau trio. You'll dig the drummer. So my interest was piqued. He's like, yeah, you'll dig him. He's kind of like the combination of Elvin Jones and Zigaboo Modaliste. from the meters. So anything with a description like that sounds like it's right up my alley. So the next time I was passing through Los Angeles on some kind of tour, I made sure to go swing by the Baked Potato and catch the Michael Landau trio, where I saw a drummer named Panos just tear the roof off this tiny jazz club. And I mean, where do I start? It's so unique. His groove is so great. His control over the cracks in between 16th notes, triplets, eighth notes, all that stuff. He just flows so well. Everything just sounds like it's speeding up and slowing down and falling down staircases and then right on beat one. And it's so groovy and kind of swampy and slinky sounding. Yeah, he had this, I remember at the time he had this hi-hat that was, the top was a 14, the bottom was a broken 16-inch China cymbal that was kind of falling apart, sort of like spiraling apart. And it just sounded so dark and trashy and nasty. And he had a side snare with all these tambourine jingles stapled into it. That one song they'd be swinging, another song he'd be playing like speed metal double bass drumming. It was needless to say, it blew me away. And this live album is from that band, from the residency that they used to do. And I had to buy this as a Japanese bootleg because it's not easy to find. And when I sent this suggestion into DW, they said no problem, but it's apparently a little hard to find. So I'm just going to try to play it instead of from the DW headquarters. I'm going to try to play it from my computer, and I hope it works. And if it doesn't, I'm sure I'm going to get little messages from, the powers that be saying, we can't hear anything, but let's check it out. And the first thing you'll hear is just how greasy this shuffle is, where it's not Rosanna, and it's not straight. It's right in between that, and it kind of just lives in this area in between straight and swung, which he's so good at doing. He's also a DW artist, and I'm so happy that he's my friend. And so let's give this a listen and see if it works. Here we go, guys. No track. Can't hear it. You did hear it before, and now no one hears it. Come on, guys. So apparently this might not work. It worked in sound check and doesn't work now, playing audio from multiple computers. Oh boy. Well, okay. So everyone should look up this song. Check it out. It's not on YouTube or Spotify or iTunes, so you should just go buy it. I don't know how to get this to play other than it was working before and now it's not. Well, I can hear it and it sounds amazing. So let's move on. People in LA know this guy and they know he's sick. So I'm talking about Panos. So please check out his drumming and it's awesome. So let's move on to the next artist. We're going to get a little more modern now, So a couple of years ago, maybe 2016, I was hanging out with my friend Dave Elich, and he was saying, "Are you hip to Moritz Mueller?" And I'm like, don't know what you're saying to me. So he's this drummer from Germany for a band called The Intersphere, and he rips. He's just killing it. So I went and checked out some of these records, and he was right. This drummer is so good, Moritz Mueller, and his band, The Intersphere, they have maybe 4 or 5 records now. They have a live album. They're from Germany, and it's, you know, kind of alternative rock, but really super creative. The drumming is powerful, energetic, great parts, once again, great sounds. And even last time I was in Germany, we got to hang out. He came to one of my shows. I met him and his girlfriend or wife, can't remember. And he couldn't be nicer. And I really, I mean, what he does, I love. And like all the other drummers I've played up until now, I take like 5% or 10% from them and try to absorb it into what I do, because that's what we do as drummers. You check out other musicians and you whatever makes you go, yeah, get excited. Take a little bit of that and try to add it to what you do. And that's what influences are. So I love Moritz's drumming, and so let's check out this live version of this song.
Sitting smack spreading all the news about a hand that's feeding you. Subliminal warning, disordering, fast over it now. Intended future history becomes a common tragedy. A second best reminder, miracle to collapse and fall apart. Who giant image to ignore? Relations in the unseen, leave their terrors play to save themselves. Relations in the unseen. Drop a bomb and $1 billion grace. Another bank a millionaire in place. Takes care of the wounded, haunted, and orphans now. They say dying is a part of life. Born dead and expected to rise. Being part of a free world. They built concern your choice of a trust. Who giant image to ignore? Relations in the unseen, lead the terrors, place to save themselves. Relations in the unseen. It compares your going to find out. The trustful giant image to ignore. Relations in the unseen, lead the terror, place to save themselves. Relations in the unseen. How often do you read it 7 twice? How often do you popularize? Is there no room for disorder in relations in the unseen? How often do you read it 7 twice? Pretending with it in a trice. You're exploding in the water in relations in the unseen.
There it is. So there's a chronological order of some drummers that I've been digging, and over the last, I don't know, 20 years or so, 30 years maybe. There are so many others that I couldn't get to because of the format of the show and the patience level of the people out there. I don't think anyone wants to see me do this for 24 hours straight, but I could. And thank you, DW, for having me. This is great. I like what they're doing, what all these shows they're putting together to involve the drum community. And I think that's all the time we have and all the music we're going to play today. If you ever need to reach me, there's my website, Brendan Buckley. I have a Facebook page. I have an Instagram page. I have a Twitter account. I have a YouTube channel. So I'm very reachable. Most people realize that if you like drums and you want to talk about drums, so do I. And yeah, and so this is part of a series. This Thursday, we have the great Trevor Lawrence Jr. He's going to be your DJ, taking over. And I'm sure whatever he picks is going to be awesome also. And so now DW has something called Drum Network. It's on their website. It's a portion of their website that's dedicated just to this type of stuff. This educational series, that's probably not a word, series, and things like this playlist party, and there's videos on nutrition, health, all the stuff that they're going to be doing. It's very exciting, and I'm glad to be part of the DW family. And that's about it. And thanks for tuning in, everybody. That's really awesome that everyone is writing in and checking this out. And I hope I showed you a couple songs that maybe you hadn't heard of before. Thanks a lot.